Hey everyone, and welcome to K-Pop Cosmos. I am your host Freyja, and joining me once again is my co-host Mark. Hey Mark, how's it going?
Hey, Freya, it's going all right. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. It's just really cold where I am right now. So,
Yeah, it's been unseasonably warm here on the East Coast, but the past couple of days it's been freezing. And
ugh.
I've been spoiled. It was like 80 degrees last week, and I'm like, hey, this is nice for November. And now it's like, oh yeah, we're in November.
Yeah, I was on the East Coast last week, and I felt like I was dying because it was so warm. I'm happy to be back in the snow, but I miss the warmth as well. Don't miss the humidity though. That's the thing.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But anyway, today we are talking about someone who is a huge meme in the K-pop community, and that is, of course, Jackson Wang.
What if I just hold on for a while? Baby, there's no drug quite like denial. Oh my, if this is goodbye, don't leave me loving you. Whatever you do, don't leave me loving you. If you tiptoe out in the morning, I need a warning. If you don't feel it too, whatever you do, don't leave me loving you. If you out of this when I'm mourning, I need a warning. Don't leave me loving you. Whatever you do, babe, don't leave me loving you, babe. Ooh, babe.
Yeah. I love
Nice.
me some Jackson. So if as anyone may or may not tell you, Jackson is actually a Chinese soloist. So we're kind of breaking the rules, but we make the rules so we can break the rules, okay? Jackson originally debuted with GOT7, which is a K-pop group, so that's why we're talking about him, even though he's a Chinese soloist now. Okay. All right. He is under his own label called Team Wang, and so GOT7 disbanded a couple years ago. He made his solo debut with an English song called Papillon in August 25th of 2017. And here are all of his socials for all you lovely people. Okay, it's gonna be a little different because he is technically Chinese soloist. His songs are in English, a lot of them. So once again, he's breaking the rules for our talking about him. So that's like if you want to slowly like introduce K-pop to people, you just kind of, hey, this guy sings in English, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and Jackson, his fandom name is Team Wang and Jackie. It's cute. And once again, Chinese soloist. He doesn't have a fandom color, nor does he have a light stick. That I found. He does have the GOT7 light sticks, so you'll probably see those at some of his concerts, but he doesn't have a solo light stick. Let's see. Oh, Cole. Okay, I'm gonna try his birth name, and I'm gonna butcher it because I'm really bad at my Chinese is really bad. Okay,
You
it's
can do it.
Wang Jia. My tones are off. I know that. His Korean name is Wang Gai. And of course, his stage name is Jackson. Let's see. He was born in 94, and he was born in Hong Kong. So as he was born in Hong Kong, he is fluent in Chinese. I think it's Mandarin. Mandarin Chinese and English. So he has that's why when he sings in English and stuff, there's no accent. It's because he was raised with English. So and in an interview which I watched, he's also fluent in Korean. And they asked him, well, how did you get so good in Korean? And he said, well, I dated a lot.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, love some honesty. So he said he learned Korean by dating, and I was like, well, that'll help. But let's see, he attended an American international school up to the 11th grade. Let's see, he has a mom, a dad, and one brother. His mother and father are both Olympians. His father was an Olympic. Let's see. He was an Olympic, I believe, fencer, and his mother was, his father was Wang Ryuji, and his mother was an Olympic gymnast, Sophia Chow. And then he started training in fencing at the age of 10. And let's see. He got scouted while playing basketball at his school in 2010 from JYP. It always weirds me out. Like, if I had some rando guy come up to me, like you want to be an actress or something, I'm like, all right, what shady shit is this? But that's how they do it, I guess, you know. So he participated in the global auditions, and he ranked first out of 2,000 applicants. So impressive. And then while he was preparing. Okay, so Jackson, while he was preparing for the 2012 London Olympics, he was offered a scholarship to Stanford University for fencing, but turned it down because of that successful audition. So instead, he moved to Seoul, South Korea, to become a K-pop star. It's kind of so he went from being a potential Olympian or being an Olympian and training for it to being like, I'm going to be a K-popper.
I mean, if someone puts those two options in front of you, you have to think about like what your future is going to be in a few years. Do I want to use a pointy stick against other dudes for the next 4 years, or do I want to possibly date some K-pop idols? I don't know.
Yeah, get some pretty ladies or men, whatever you prefer. Yeah, I don't know, man. Since I'm a female, I think I would probably do the Olympian stuff. I don't know, but so yeah, if you look, he has tattoos, and he actually has his right bicep, I think. He has the Olympic rings that Olympians get. They get those tattoos.
Oh,
so
nice.
He has that on him. Let's see. He's a very playful person. Like I said, he has a ton of K-pop memes out there. I think one of the more famous ones is his reaction to JYP and Hwasa during their performance together.
Yes.
And then everyone knows that one. And then there was his who was it? It was an American radio show, but it was his like, hello, annyeonghaseyo. I was like, woo! Dude is very playful. I have watched him on other YouTube channels. He was on Prince Henry Max's channel. They're friends. I saw them playing games together. He's hilarious. Then he is like June from God's like son. So whenever they're together, it's hilarious as well.
Nice.
So they're really fun. Let's see. Talking about his fencing. He led his fencing team to the National Youth Olympics, but lost in 2010. In 2011, he won first place in the Asian Junior and Cadet Fencing Championship. His mom is a gold medalist for gymnastics, and his dad was, like I said, an Olympic fencer and the former coach of the Hong Kong national fencing team. He had ADHD as a child, which watching the videos of him, I can tell. He's everywhere. I love it. He was a trainee with JYP for two and a half years. Let's see. His first screen name was Jay Flawless, but during his Win era, they changed his nickname to Mandu or Wild and Sexy.
that suits him a little better.
Yeah, it does. He is also known as Wang Gay or Wang Puppy. Sorry, I'm pronouncing that wrong because I keep going to like not Chinese, but I'm going to Korean pronunciations. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. He is the GOT7 member who went to the most variety shows. He won in 2014 the SBS Entertainment Awards Best Male Rookie Award for variety shows. He was in the second season of Roommate. Okay, so he's fluent in English, Cantonese, Mandarin, Shanghainese, which I've never heard of before, and Korean. He also speaks a little bit of Japanese and French and a little bit of Thai.
Wow.
Dude, I mean, if you had that money, why wouldn't you? You know? Let's see. He completed 11th grade, so I guess he didn't finish high school. I don't know how that goes. Let's see. He loves cheese. Hey, can't hate a man who loves cheese. I love cheese too, except for Limburger. That stuff's gross. He can't handle spicy foods. Oh, well, he can't be friends then. I love spicy food. Hobbies are dancing, rapping, and beatboxing. He wants to try new things, which that many languages can tell. But he doesn't have the time because he's busy. He likes, yeah. He likes rock climbing, skydiving, and bungee jumping.
Nice.
I would not be able to do any of those. Those scare me too much. Most of the time, he volunteers to pay for the meals and drinks, etc., for his group mates when he was in GOT7. Actually, I think this was him. So they had this video going around where one of his members like kind of tricked him into paying, and Jackson got really upset. He's like, dude, because he goes, Jackson, I need you to come to the restaurant. I forgot my wallet.
Oh man.
I was like, oh, that would drive me insane. I'd be like, well, you're doing dishes because I'm not coming. But yeah, I think that was Jackson. Let's see. Unlike most idols, he doesn't invite his close friends to the GOT7 concerts. So because he doesn't want to make them make time for him. That's kind of nice. But I would still invite them. Like, you don't have to come, but I'm gonna invite you.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get free tickets from the agency. Jeez, dude. Let's see. Oh yeah. So during JYP's Roommate 2, the Christmas party, since Jackson's family lived in Hong Kong, JYP brought Jackson's parents from Hong Kong to come see him. I actually watched that episode. He broke down in tears, like he was ugly crying, man. It was so sweet because I think he hadn't seen his parents in like 3 years at that point. That would be really, really hard because I think he's just too busy schedule and whatnot. It's a whole ordeal. So that was really sweet. Let's see. Yeah, his mom also ugly cried. It was really cute. His favorite artists are Dr. Dre, G Unit, 50 Cent, and Lloyd Banks. Good picks. Okay, his favorite movie is Miracle in Cell Number 7. I don't know that movie. His favorite color is black. He likes to dress in black, and he doesn't wear cologne or perfume. He said he wants to visit India. Let's see. His role model is 2 p.m. And we looked at them earlier. I can see it, actually. I could see it. He took part in writing and composing Boom 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 for the Flight Log Turbulence album. He also wrote Shopping Mall and Out for Flight Log Arrival album. His motto is never give up on something you can't live a day without. Never say you can't before you try. He is Christian. He wrote the rap for You Got Me on GOT7's Got Love album. He also co-wrote, I already read that. Oh no, that's there twice. Never mind. His dorm partner used to be Mark from GOT7, but he's a soloist now, so he's not sharing nothing with anyone. He also apparently has a house in LA. I don't know if he still has it, but I think he bought one. Let's see. A GOT7 member says that Jackson's the member that takes the most selfies in the bathroom, but Jackson says it's not him, but Bam Bam. Okay, don't be pushing the blame onto your other members, Jackson. Let's see. He grew up in the same neighborhood as NCT's Lucas.
Oh, nice.
Nice. He's close friends with Amber from FX, Super Junior, M's, Henry, Kara's, Youngji, Lei from EXO, Joo Hyun from Monster X, Luhan, Tao, RM for BTS, Casper, and Prince Mac. So Prince Henry Mac. Yeah, I talked about him briefly. He was in Celebrity Bromance with Joo Hyun of Monster X. That was also, I saw that also. It was cute. I watched a little too much of his stuff back in the day. He used to be afraid to wear contacts because he was afraid it would roll into the back of his eye.
Come on.
Oh, by looking at, he obviously got over that fear by watching all of his current music videos. I'm like, this man's always in contacts now. Let's see. He founded his own agency in China or Hong Kong. I'm not getting into political discussion about that. Called Team Wang. From September 2017, he stopped participating in Japanese promotions and will only go to Japan for special events. Let's see. He was the rap mentor for Idol Produce, which is the Chinese Produce 101. Jackson was a dance mentor with Luhan on a Chinese variety show called Hot Blood Dance Crew. His team won the show, which that's cool. Let's see. And on December 17th, 2018, Madame Suits Hong Kong announced that Jackson's wax figure was created. So he has a wax figure of himself.
That's awesome.
Those places scare me. I don't know. It's that uncanny valley, I think. Yeah, I think you can still look it up and see it. In 2018 Teen Choice Awards, Jackson won Choice Next Big Thing. Jackson was ranked 35th on TC Chandler, the 100 Most Handsome Faces of 2018. I agree with that. He has a very nice face. It's a good face structure, everything. So, let's see. In July 2020, Jackson launched his clothing brand, Team Wang Studio, with a limited collection. His contract with JYP expired January 19th, 2021, and he didn't renew with like all of the rest of GOT7. Let's see. In 2021, his label signed an agreement with Sublime Artist Agency. Let's see. He also, as part of the co-edited project hip hop group Panth Pack. I've never heard of them. There's a lot about this guy. He did a lot. So musically, his stuff's okay. So when he kind of changed his vibe, like he was kind of more hip hoppy back in the day, like when he first started out. Okay, let me just be frank. When he was doing solo stuff with JYP, I wasn't really all that into it. But once he started doing his actual solo stuff, then I really started enjoying his music. Okay. I know that probably sounds horrible, but you can tell when it's kind of a JYP sound versus like the artists, like what they want. And I watched a show. It wasn't Jackson. It was one of the other GOT7 members where he was trying to write a solo. Was it Jackson? I don't think it was Jackson. He's trying to write a solo song, but he had to get the okay from JYP himself.
Right.
And he was saying, like, JYP will listen to 5 seconds of a song and tell you yes or no. And so he goes in with like 10 tracks, right? And he sits there and JYP goes, no. Yep. And it was like, holy cow. So it was just like this huge process from this, who was it? This GOT7 member, just to get one song that JYP be like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, it just really kind of, I get that he's the CEO and stuff, but it also kind of felt like it was like crushing creativity because like he had to get it so that JYP liked it and not so much that it wasn't what he wanted, you know? So it's like Jackson got out of that and then he just started, you know, doing his thing, you know? But with that, do I have a picture of him? No, I don't have a debut picture of him. They were really into like the hip, like snapback, jersey look when they debuted. Same with BTS.
Yeah, they played up that image really hard when they first came out, when God 7 first came out. So I was actually happy when they started to do like the we're the cute boy K-pop group instead of like the tough swagger kids. Like when they debuted as like when their song came out and they were like, oh look, we're just sweet cute guys. I'm like, okay, that vibe fits you a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, when you got the baby face still, you'd need to kind of do the baby face look and concepts. And then when you lose your baby face in your 20s, then you can start doing like the adult stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever I know we're not talking about 7 specifically, but because even when BTS, when they came out with like their first album and they're like their first music videos and stuff, I'm just like, you just remind me of that kid. I just want to go up to the back of it, smack on the back of the head, like, knock it off, kid. You're not hard. You're this, It's just, so, I'm happy they went to, like, the cutesy, but then I also don't like when grown men are doing the cutesy, because then it's like, Right,
it's like, okay, you guys are pandering. You guys are better at this.
Like, don't do that. Don't do that. You're not children anymore. It's just creepy at this point. But, with Jackson, he really came into his own. I actually bought. So he did this thing. I took a picture of it, but it's gonna have some massive like reflection issues. Jackson did this thing on his website that he was selling signed records, right?
Okay.
So I bought one of those.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's my signed record.
Amazing.
I love it. Sorry for the reflections. It's in my like nerd room. But yeah, I got myself a signed Jackson Wang album.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
And I framed it because I'm just that type of a loser.
No.
I love it. I love it so much. And so I love Jackson. Not just because I was a BTS army, but I've always loved Jackson. I've always liked GOT7. For his solo stuff, the dude is like, I don't know if I should be concerned about how many sad songs this man comes out with, because like watching his music videos, I'm like, every single one is so depressing. Like the one we showed, Leave Me Loving You, or what was it called? It's like what was it? It's like LYLL, whatever. Yep. The music video was really cute, and so as I showed you, it's like that girl on the back of the bike and whatnot. But then in the very next scene, she comes in with this dude that I'm like, it's like hard Markiplier. Yeah. I was like, why does it kind of remind me of Markiplier? So the dude's coming in, he's smoking a cigar, he's with this chick, and so Jackson is kind of like, oh, and then I was like, oh, the delusion line makes so much sense, because then it flashes back to all of the scenes you saw him with the girl. She's not there. It's all in his head. She never was on the bike with him. She was never eating with him. She was never in the kitchen with him. He was just deluding himself into this relationship. And then like the flower that he had put in her little tea that she had, like, you saw her just drop. He finds it, and it had been underneath the chair. She was like the bench or whatever, because he moved it to clean it, and it had been sitting there. She never took it. She just kind of threw it on the ground. At the end, she gets married and she's driving off, and he's just standing behind the car as her and that guy just drive away. I'm like, that is so sad. Because I'm like, that just everything, this whole relationship was just in his head. It didn't exist. I was like, it's so sad. But I was like, wow, this whole music video just had an entire movie happen. And then he had one where he's like this bushman, like he's literally a dude in a bush costume sitting on around this bench. And I'm like, what are these music videos? Because it is called Why. And it's just alone. The poor music video. It was like, oh my gosh. Why are you so sad? And then Bullet to the Heart, I really liked. because in that one, it's very simple. He's in a straight jacket in like this plain room, and then this chick in like flowing black, and she's all covered in black and whatnot. She kind of toys around with him like he's a puppet on a string and stuff. It's really fun. He really is into like, I don't know, women manipulating him or something. He has a lot of those. I was like,
maybe he's trying to work through some stuff.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe some of those girlfriends he dated while learning Korean really
exactly
messed with him. But it was a great music video because they did a good job of making him look like a puppet and just kind of like glide around. He was probably in a harness, obviously, but they did a good job with it. Let's see what else. Oh god. I really like the music video for what was it called? Titanic. I don't really, but it's weird because I don't really like the song, but I like the music video. I don't really know why, because it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just the simplicity of it. But I really liked it. I did not like Papillon though. That was like his first solo song. Like I said, kind of felt, I don't know, JYP-ish, I guess.
Sure.
I didn't like it. And so I was like, this is so weird, because some of them I really like, and like one or two I don't. He also had 2 music videos for 100 Ways. So one is called, what was it, 100 Ways to Leave You or something like that. And then he has one that's called 100 Ways Jackson Wang Loves You. And he's just like in his room grooving in his PJs and with a tub full of rubber duckies and stuff. Like the song's exactly the same, but it's like him just grooving. You know? I love this man. He's so out there sometimes.
I did like the I somehow I missed the second version of that video where 100 Ways to Love You. That version I somehow missed, but the other one, the one that has like a very cinematic look, it looks almost like not a video game, but almost like a movie, almost like an old school movie. That was one of the first. I want to say that was my first like real introduction to him, because the video was like so amazing looking. I'm like, oh, this isn't a K-pop star, like this is an actor. Like, this is a movie, like, and it looked really cool, and it visually blew me away. For that version, I'm gonna have to search for the rubber ducky version.
Yeah, I didn't even know it popped up on my recommended after I was watching all the music videos. It's like, I thought it was a fan one. I'm like, all right, let's just see what it is, because I was like, it can't be, but no, it's an official. It's an official music video of him just grooving. And then he had, let's see, what was he? Actually, a lot of his music videos are very theatrical. Like there's one called Cruel. I want to say it's Cruel, where he like pops out of the pit of hell and he's like sucking the life out of these women that are like fighting him. And then he goes up to this one chick. It's like obviously the queen of whatever, and she sucks his soul out and like banishes him back to hell, and then he comes back. It's so good. Like this is the dirtiest I've ever seen him, because he's all covered in soot and his hair is a huge mess and everything. It was like 2 years ago. But yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah, that one
very theatrical.
That's another like very visually striking music video. It doesn't look like a lot of other ones.
No, it's very unique, and that's what I mean with like, you can tell when he really took the reins of his own music videos, because they'd stopped looking like K-pop music videos, you know? Besides them all going to English too, like you're like, huh, or Chinese. There was one music video that was also, I don't know what was going on in the music video. Did you watch Cheetah?
Did I watch that one? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I saw that one.
Okay, so Cheetah is the one where everyone's acting like cats, which kind of is kind of awkward. You know? So like everyone's acting like cats, he's just kind of sitting there, and he's going like, she's a cheetah, a grown man, Ida. And I was like, okay, so he's saying she's a cheater, And she's because one line's like, she's made for the streets and the jungle. I'm like, damn, you're calling your girl a hoe. Yeah, I was like, dang, because the whole song is like him talking about this girl, you know, breaking his heart. And like at the beginning, all these women are like going around him and then they shred up the suit he's wearing. And it's just like talking about how he thought she was, you know, they were in a, what was it? Like, I thought she was my girl. And then there's a line that says she'll break your heart in another man's shirt. Like,
yes.
I was like, dang, dude. It's like, it's just that one seemed more like a school arts film type of thing, because they're in like the black leotards and stuff, and they're like I said, they're acting like cats. So I was like, this feels like an art school film.
Yeah, it's very theatrical. I do remember that one. It's very theatrical.
Yeah, it's really good. And then we had Come Alive. It's where they're all the circus performers, and he like, I don't know if he crawls out of the he crawls into the pit of destruction or whatever, and then he comes back out and he's able to resurrect the other circus people. And that one was interesting. I have no idea what was like really going on in that music video. Like, it was very unique, and I don't know, everything about his stuff is just like, I don't know, I want to call it dark, but I'm like, Jackson, you really like this like demon drag me to hell stuff, man.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a darkness to it, and that might be by design, just to completely go up against any kind of bubblegum, brightly colored pop stuff that might be happening on the other side of K-pop. I think this is the video where I'm like, oh, this dude can actually dance. Like, he's actually a really good dancer.
Yeah.
I mean, it stood out to me how good of a dancer he was when I saw that one.
Yeah, it's a lot less how to describe it. It's a lot less staring into the camera lusciously type of thing that boy groups do. It very was more like, not like the basic dancing that we usually see. It's more like expressive dancing, because with a lot of K-pop, they're not really expressive when they dance. Yeah, they're like good at nailing the choreography, but his seems to be more like, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm really bad at describing things. I'm sorry. But like, it seems more like, without lack of a better word, artsy. It doesn't look difficult, but it is.
It's very bold, big, bold strikes, and almost like an interpretive dance, but interpretive, more structured, not as loosey goosey as some of those dances could be.
Yeah, and I guess also, especially Come Alive, because they're doing the circus thing, and like, they're, you know, still acting like circus performers. Well, the clown dude freaks me the hell out, though. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's the crazy blue eyes and the red star, but it is crazy. I also noticed when he went solo as a Chinese singer, he started introducing a lot of red into his music videos.
Oh, okay.
A lot of red. There's a lot of red lights. I realized. That just might be me being weird, but like, I don't know. It's just a lot of red, especially in the Leave Me Like You, whatever, the LYML, or I can't remember, the LMLY. Like, the whole like store has these red neon lights inside of it, and then when he's doing like the flashback delusion thing, it's all blue, you know, which was really good. Also, another one that I liked, I actually like almost all of his music videos. Blow was a good one. That was also very artsy, because he did this move where they like all, he has these pile of people and they inhale this smoke. Yes. And they all kind of move as this like one big group, you know, which is always really hard to do with groups. Like, they're one thing. It was very interpretive too, because they do that weird shaking thing and then he comes out. It's just interesting. Also, dude, you need to figure out who you're dating, because I don't like the taste of cigarettes on the person I'm dating. I was like, dude. And he's also wearing a corset, and I'm like, man, that I know how corsets are, and dancing around in a corset does not feel good, especially that type of dancing. But it's also very artsy, and the use of smoke was really well done. The screaming in the middle also seems like art film, type of a thing going on. So, like, I don't know. He very much is K-pop, but not K-pop, and like I've dabbled in Chinese pop music too, and he doesn't really fit in that category either. Like he's very unique. C-pop, man, it's a thing. Like I don't know. It's always jarring when all of a sudden he's singing in English, and then you go to the next music video, and all of a sudden he's singing in Chinese, and you're like, what?
Mhm.
All right, you're a Chinese pop artist now, and that goes back to like Korean. You're like, all right, well, just gonna not know. But let me see. He also, we talked about, he did that music video with Rain, which I still think is fantastic. He performed with Jessie as well. I think it was Nunu Nana, I think was the song he performed with her on stage, which was fun. I was like, how many friends does this dude have? You need to calm down, man. But I wish he did more. He kind of seems to have like disappeared. I don't like oh right, I will have to talk about this. So do you remember the protests in Hong Kong in 2019, 2020? You remember that whole thing?
Kind of, not really, kind of.
So he okay, so he I don't know how to talk about this because I know people are very I'm not very political, but
Mhm.
so in 2019, he is of course from Hong Kong. Jackson uploaded a photo of the Chinese flag and declared himself as one of 1.4 billion guardians of the Chinese flag. And then he started to introduce, and then he had an interview with Forbes in 2020 that introduced himself as Jackson Wang from China. So it caused some issues on Twitter, I should say. Some people had opinions about that because he is from Hong Kong. And the thing with Hong Kong is that it is very complicated because Hong Kong was under British rule until like, I want to say the 90s. So it wasn't really a part of China because back in the day, everyone had their grubby little hands all over Asia. Like everyone, the US had the Philippines, it's Russia, and everyone was all over in China, even the US and Japan was doing that too. But and then World War II happened. So because of that, the place that Britain had was Hong Kong until about, let me double check this. But because of that, I think they had, when they left being controlled by England or whatever, I think they had an agreement that they were going to like rule themselves. So they weren't really part of China. And so they had their own flag and own government. But then China came in and said that they were part of China. And then that's what the whole riots and stuff were, was that the Chinese government was overstep. They claimed, I'm doing air quotes, that the Chinese government was overstepping its bounds and that Hong Kong wasn't part of China. And yeah. Kind of like Taiwan. Taiwan, that whole situation is complicated too. So people kind of viewed what Jackson did as a betrayal of sorts. Some people, okay?
Right.
I'm not throwing my thoughts or anything about it in there at all. But so that was kind of a big thing that was going on at that time on Twitter and Reddit and all those places. So yeah, that was like the one scandal that I know of, that scandal, quote unquote scandal with Jackson. So yeah, sorry, that was just another little tidbit about him that happened because
So
I was like, oh yeah.
it's always tough when celebrities kind of speak their mind politically.
Mhm.
You know, depending on whatever side they come on, whether it's from the government side or from the people's side. And when you're in a spotlight and you know plant your flag and say this is what I believe, then there's some consequences that that might happen. You know, the Dixie Chicks spoke against the president, and their fan base was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
we're done with you."
Yeah, you gotta be very careful of your fan base,
Yeah.
especially the Dixie Chicks, man. But yeah, like I said, I'm of the opinion that I'm not saying I agreed or disagreed, but my whole thing is he's an entertainer. He can have his opinion, but as long as he entertains me and he's not doing anything illegal, I don't care. To have your opinion, state your opinion. I don't care. Do your job and entertain me, and I'll still give you my money. As long as he's not like, calling for genocide of people, there's limits. But I was like, I still greatly enjoy him. He makes me laugh. I like his style. I like his music. Like I bought a signed album. Like I would go to his concert. He's fun because that's all. I'm not going to be friends with him. Like I don't care. He can think whatever he wants. So, but I'm old school. I don't know. Like, yeah, but yeah, that was just one thing. And for being a so big, I'm surprised that's the only scandal he has. And I don't think dating is a scandal. I just think that's stupid that people want to control them. Let them date. I want celebrities to have kids and be happy, especially my K-poppy celebrities, because they're adorable when they have their kids and they go on to like Superman Returns or whatever. I think it's adorable. I love it. And I love seeing the wedding photos too. I'm just that weird. Okay. But I was raised that they're people, not objects. So
Right.
I don't know, different things. Let's see. So I think I already talked about this. So I think I already talked about that. So Jackson in 2017 went to the American Music Awards, and I knew that because I was a big BTS fan at the time. He was friends with RM. So he showed up in this nice suit, and he was just in the crowd. He was just an audience member. I think that was the award where they performed.
Oh, okay.
BTS did. That's why he was there. Let's see. He in 2017 also he was awarded the Popular Artist of the Year award at Sina Weibo Awards. It's a Chinese award show, I believe. Let's see. And sorry, I have a lot of notes and I feel like I've already read through all of them.
I will say that I do remember the video. For some reason I didn't put two and two together. The video that he did with Rain called Magnetic. Like I knew there was a Rain video. Like in my brain it's by Rain, but it's featuring Jackson, and I'm like, oh, he was the other guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I really like that video. I thought that was really, really cool. And I thought visually it's really cool too. Another video he did that I saw that I actually liked was he teamed up with Sierra, which I thought was cool because they, Sierra is almost like she could be a K-pop star, if she was Korean. Like she has like all of the training, the talent, singing, visuals, dancing. Like she has all of that. So for her to team up with him, I thought was really cool, and I thought the video was really cool. I really liked that song.
Yeah, it was very unique. I did like it. I love the outfit that Sierra is wearing, by the way. She looked comfy. Yeah. She looked very comfy. I was like, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like, and that was kind of a recent video. That was last year, I want to say. But yeah, that was a great video. Very like, I want to say bare bones kind of, because they're like in a studio with all the fun lights and stuff.
Right.
But
Yep.
it's still just such a good video. And he's rolling the anime hair with the half black, half white. I love it. But yeah, anything with Sierra I like, though, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She is. There was another song that he did. He was a feature with, and this artist's name always cracks me up. It was with Boy Toy. Oh, it is a great song though, but that artist's name, I'm like, who came up with that? Like, why would you call yourself that? But it's a great song. I don't think there's a music video for it, but it's a good like B-side, yeah. But that one's really good. He also did a music video and a music song with BB. She's, I think, a Korean singer. And I think she did a lot of OSTs for like K-dramas. So people might know her without knowing her. That music video was like, I feel like I'm interrupting something during that music video. Because it's a close-up of them like being all up in each other's face. Like it's a close-up of them, like she has her hands on his face and their noses are touching and they're singing to each other. Like, I feel like it's a little too intimate of a time to be here watching this, but it's a great music video. It's called Feeling Lucky, I believe.
Yep. I like BB. She's I believe she's an actress, or a lot of people know her as an actress, but the music that she does, she has a very not, I want to say sensual, because that doesn't seem right, but
mature.
Thank you.
Okay.
She has a very mature sound, and she does not sound like a typical K-pop star.
No.
You can tell that her and Jackson, I think, is like a perfect combination, because they both kind of are kind of hitting the target unlike anyone else. You know, they're playing in a different sandbox than most K-pop acts. So them together, I think, is a great combo. But I think she's really good. I definitely want to do a more deeper dive into her music. But whenever a playlist comes up and a BB song comes on, a song would come on, I'm like, ooh, who is this? And I look and I'm like, oh, it's BB. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and they actually, I think they performed it together at Coachella.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's a video out there. I think it's Coachella. I think so. But they get all up in each other's faces during that performance too. So it's like, welcome thousands of people to the room and you're feeling awkward now. But yeah, I think they performed that together at Coachella. I think that's what it was. But yeah, Jackson, I would got to, just for some final thoughts for him. I greatly appreciate him as a member of GOT7. He did, in fact, like bring a lot to that group in the energy department. He was always I always watched, even though I wasn't a like huge GOT7 fan, I did like them. But I always like to watch. Okay, some people probably say I'm just a GOT7 fan in denial. Every time I would see him on a show, I'd watch it. Like, they went to Knowing Brothers. I'm like, heck yeah. And then JYP is there. I'm like, I was like everyone else in the room, like, JYP, why are you here? Because the guy, the hosts of Knowing Brothers were like, we invited GOT7, not you. Why are you here, JYP? And so... But every time I would watch anything that had GOT7, especially Jackson in it, just because he's just so funny. And then he was on some American, what is it, Corbin? What was his name?
Oh, James Corden?
James Corden. I think it was James Corden. Heavyset guy, is that his name?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was on James Corden once. And he kicked his ass in soccer. And I don't like James Corden, but I watched that. But yeah, Jackson's so funny. And he always seems like he was the person who like made everyone relax. And I love watching him with June from GOD. They're two crackheads together. And it's like father and son. I think they even call each other that. Like, I love him. I haven't really seen him doing anything recently, and I couldn't find out why.
I thought I heard something or read something a little while ago that GOT7 might be planning a comeback. Maybe I don't know, like how official that is, and if all of the members are going to be involved. But I believe that they still kind of they're still like in touch with each other.
Yeah.
Even though they're doing solo stuff, I think there was something possibly with them getting together next year.
Yeah. I hope so. I found something just now in like since December 2023, Jackson was forced into a hiatus to address his depression and mental exhaustion.
Ah,
I Googled it some more. But yeah, Jackson, he also debuted on Billboard 200 a couple times as a soloist. His most recent debut was in 2022 or whatever. His most recent ranking was he debuted number 15 on the Billboard Top 200 in the US. Also, he had I'm just getting some random info now that I got through all the major stuff. He had a tour, a solo tour, and at one of the stops, his 5,000 seats sold out in 98 seconds.
Jeez.
Just by himself, you know. So Jackson's very, very popular. Oh, also, another random thing that came to mind. He is hilarious. Have you ever heard of the Isaacs before?
I don't think so.
So the Isaacs is the K-popers Olympics, right? So
Okay.
yeah. So Jackson, instead of doing anything like fencing or whatever, I don't even know if they have fencing. He decided to do archery, and
Okay.
I think he almost killed somebody.
Yes. There you go.
So like, let me see. He was shooting it, and it didn't even hit the target. It shot past to where like the employee exit door was. All right, I think you can find it somewhere. He was so funny, because he looked so confident too. He was so confident, and he didn't even hit the board. He just like, I was like, Jackson, oh my gosh, the Isaacs are just chock full of idols having like terrible things. Like one of them always seems to be archery too. One of them, I don't remember who it was, but she shot the camera out.
Oh, nice.
It's so funny. I don't remember. I think Jackson's also the one who was chasing. They had like a little camera. I think it was Jackson, and they have a little like kind of like the mouse droids in Star Wars.
Okay. Yep.
Camera, and he was just like, there's videos of him chasing it, and then it chasing him. Like, Isaacs are great for just random stupid content for your idols. But anyway, final thoughts. Jackson, great artist. I hope his depression, now that I've found why he's not doing anything, I hope he comes back. I did realize, because my sister was like, he's losing a lot of weight. And he was starting to get not saying he was starting to look sick is what it was, just a cause of concern. I'm like, their weight's their own problem, whatever, but he was starting to look sick. So I'm glad that he's taking time off for himself, because I feel like idols should do that. They work too much. But I do highly recommend him. And like I said, just kind of sneak him into your playlist if you have your family who don't listen to K-pop because they don't understand it. Just sneak his English songs in there because they're really good.
There you go.
I really like them. I think my favorite song, it's hard, honestly. But I think my favorite song of his would probably be the LMLY one. I just like, it kind of feels 80s-ish, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And I really like that. For your favorite music video, I will have to go with the one that you brought up, the 100 Ways music video.
Yes.
But I was like, this needs to be in like a drama. So I want him as the main character in a drama now, a period drama, as a general or something. But so that one's my favorite music video just because it's just so good. But yeah, I will give Jackson 10 out of 10 stars. And I want more of the signed albums. I want him to release more. I want to add to my collection. So any final thoughts on Jackson?
Yeah, I will agree. The 100 Ways video is definitely my favorite one. He is a very handsome dude.
Oh, he is, yeah.
He should definitely like. I would feel dumb if he's probably like starred in other movies. He's probably made like appearances in other movies, but he definitely has a face for it. And I love the fact that because K-pop is a machine. There are companies that are built and out, or they're companies that are built to churn out content for people, for fans, for K-pop fans. It's really cool to see a artist who's stretching his limits as an actual artist in the K-pop landscape. And the fact that he can do that in Korea and he can do it in China and do it in America, that's pretty admirable. So yeah, he's definitely a rare breed. I hope he does more with it.
Yeah. And talking about his acting, he has been in 3 TV shows.
Okay.
One is he was a cameo. He was himself in The Producers. That came out in 2015. He was also in 2018 Bring Music Home. Perky Parents. I've never heard of that one. But then one I have actually watched all the way through and I kind of go, why? Was called Dream Night. And it was on Netflix. And it's so bad, it's good. It's so bad. Because it's all of GOT7. And it's this girl, she can magically summon her favorite idols. I think they're like little like keychain things and they come alive.
Okay.
And like half of GOT7 is like guardian angel types, and then the other half is like these little dark and brooding demon types. It's so cheesy, it's so bad. I recommend someone watching it. It's so bad. It's so bad. But they're like her little guardian angels, and like they're just so ridiculous. It's so stupid, but you should watch it. I think it's still on it. I think it's still on Netflix. But yeah. So he has done some acting, not very much. But I would love to see him more. Anyway, I'm going on too long. This is why I don't like choosing people I'm overly obsessed with. So I would like to thank you guys once again for joining us on K-Pop Cosmos. I've been Freyja. You can catch me on YouTube on, I can't even remember what my YouTube channel's code is. It's Freyja Games Clips on YouTube. The Definitive Crusade, I don't know if we're coming back. Sorry, guys. Like, I don't know. We're on a permanent hiatus, I guess. So what do you got going on?
You can catch me every week at Soul Wizard Podcast. Me and my friends get together and review movies and TV shows. Last week was the big Christmas movie Red 1, starring The Rock. Coming up, we have Gladiator 2 and some other big ones that I can't think of right now. Not Wicked, though, unfortunately.
Oh.
The biggest movie of the year. We're not covering that one. But check us out at Soul Wizard Podcast. And, if you hit us up on our Facebook or Instagram, maybe you'll catch a review from one of the other co-hosts on there.
Awesome. So thanks for joining us once again. And apparently I'm having issues today for talking. All right. See you guys.
Bye.